From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Em Burnham.
And we have a very sweet, mic off the rails, I don't know what's going to happen, episode for you today. We are doing the best movies about sisters.
Sister.
And there is a reason for this. There's always a reason to the madness. And this time it's the fact that if you listen to yesterday's episode, you would have heard quite the heated debate from us, mostly from me, about the first trailer for Practical Magic 2 that came out this week, starring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman as a pair of witchy sisters back in their roles from 1998 from the first Practical Magic movie.
Oh my God. If you haven't listened to that episode, make sure you do because it was a bit off the rails.
I was going to say, you sure you want to be promoting that episode?
Oh, we had a lot of strong feelings just from like a 2-minute trailer.
Exactly. And, you know, look, a lot has been said about the trailer. We won't get into the back and forth now. I mean, we're both very excited because we love the original movie. But the thing about Practical Magic, as I was thinking about what today's episode should be, is that, yes, it's a movie about love. Both what happens when your lover is savagely murdered because of a family curse and because of just falling in love.
Yeah, which, you know what? That's your fault.
And that is, again, let's blame women. That doesn't happen enough. Not on our watch. It's a story about magic. It's a story about hiding crimes from the police, all those things. But also it's a story about sisterhood and how your sister is both sometimes the biggest kind of stress in your life and how, you know, when Nicole Kidman comes back into town in her crazy, like, Jillian escapades and poor Sally's, Sandra Bullock's character has to kind of like stop her from terrorizing the town. And she has that iconic line like, hold on to your husbands, ladies. So good. But also how your sister can be your best friend and your soulmate in many ways. And that's what you get from Practical Magic. Sisters are soulmates.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we wanted to do movies about sisters. In case you're like waiting for that September 18 release date for Practical Magic 2 to come out, you're like, what sisterly movies can I watch before then?
And watch these with your sisters.
Exactly. So you've got a sister.
I've got a sister. You got multiple sisters.
I've got 2. And let me just like get really into your family. You and your sister are very close.
Me and my sister, I feel like we became close when we became adults. There is a big age gap. There's 6 years between us. So when we were kids, she always felt so much younger than me. Like she always felt like a child. And I think it was only when she was maybe around 16, I was 6 years older. You do the math because I can't.
Yeah, I can't either.
That was literally when we started becoming closer. And now we're really, really close, like super close.
Oh, I love that.
She's planning my 30th birthday.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
And exactly like I feel like most of the movie tropes, like Practical Magic, me and my sister are like polar opposites.
Yeah, I love that.
And I love movies that have like sisters that are complete opposites because I feel like that's the only true form of like sisterhood because you know you will always come together no matter what.
Oh my God, so many of the movies on my list follow that trope of the polar opposite sisters.
I only have 2 today because I really wanted to deep dive into my 2.
Okay.
And they're both like polar opposite sisters.
And we haven't shared with each other, so obviously we could be doubling up. But yeah.
I doubt it.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. The 6-year age gap, I must say, isn't a thing because as I said, I've got 2 sisters. One is 18 months older than me and we always grew up super, super close. And then my sister who's 6 years younger was always like the baby.
Yeah.
Like I looked after her like not a mother because I was 6, but you know. But then when she became older,
you guys are
then we
close.
became the 3 of us are like our best friends.
Yeah.
Which I know everyone's sister relationship is that way, but I always say to parents when they're just like, because I love giving parenting advice, not being a parent myself, when they're like worried about age gaps. And I was like, they can be best friends a year apart and they can be best friends 10 years apart.
Yeah.
Or they can be a year apart and hate each other. There's no way to know.
So true.
So yes.
Pick your battles.
And look, I can say whatever I want about my sisters on this podcast because they don't listen. You know, because yes, we're very close, but if they want to know something and they see like a podcast title, they just call me and say, can you tell me what this is about?
That's so funny.
And I have a few times just said.
Yeah, well, they have their own personal podcast, which is you.
Yeah, that's what they all say. They're like, I'm not listening to the podcast with the rest of the world. I need the direct from you. So I'm just saying if you want to bitch about them, you say what you need to say.
Okay, amazing.
Okay, good to know. All right, so now that we've got the prelude out of the way, I just have to caveat that we both had sisters so that people know that we're speaking with authority.
Yeah, but we have experience, we're experts in the field.
I also have a brother, but that's not the point of the episode. He's often forgotten.
Sorry, Andrew.
In the conversation.
You're not in here.
Okay, what is your first movie about sisters?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'd love you to go first.
The first movie, and I feel like I definitely think it's a movie I've talked to before because it like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, I can't remember what episode I talked about this movie in, but it like follows a lot of the tropes we've done in the past. But the movie I want to talk about does have an element of practical magic in it because they are witches. It's called
Twitches. Okay. I knew you were going to say Twitches
This
as
movie
you said it then.
so much.
I'm so sorry. I know you have brought this up before. I haven't watched it.
Oh,
Is it just one movie where they're witches? They're real life sisters. Emily's crying. She's got her hands over her face. That's that muffled.
they're real life sisters, Tia and Tamara.
Did they have a public falling out?
They had a public falling
Do you
out.
like how I don't know anything about this, but I know that?
Yes. You would know because one was on The View, one was kind of doing her own thing, one really wanted fame, the other one didn't. There was like some issues with their like partners and stuff, but I think what they've come out to say now is that it's fine. Like it's fine from both parties.
Aww.
Anyway, this was back in the day when I was a kid where sisters are meant to stay together forever.
Yeah, you didn't understand. We were raised in a world of like Charmed. Like we didn't know sisters could fight.
No.
And not come back together at the end.
Exactly. So Tia and Tamara, they play witches in this teen witch movie. It is so chef's kiss.
Maybe I do need to watch it because as you know, I love witches and sisters.
Okay, so let me try to break it down for you. Okay. And here's me trying to explain a plot of a very complicated film in my opinion.
This never goes well for you.
Okay. So we're in another dimension called Coventry.
Yeah.
And then these two baby girls are born by the king and queen of the dimension. However, a darkness looms. And by darkness, I mean the actual enemy in this film is called the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And the darkness is trying to take all the magic away. The king dies trying to protect his daughters because they're like little babies. So he throws all of the magic powers he has into a protection spell over them and then dies in the process. And the queen is like, this is too much for me.
Well, also, a parent death right at the start, very Disney-esque.
Right from the get-go.
Yeah, the stakes. Kids today could never. Can't kill a parent now.
The opening scene is like this woman, the queen, running with these two babies down a hallway. And it is terrifying.
This is a lot more high stakes than what I thought it was going to be.
It's so high stakes. Anyway, so, and also really important, their names are Poehler and Artemis after the Olympian twins.
Oh, I know.
So the gods of the sun and moon.
Yeah.
So one baby's like a sun god and the other one's a moon god. Anyway, that's besides the point.
No, that does feel important to the plot.
Because it was like so like the visual of it was so beautiful. Anyway, the queen calls their godparents who are like family friends of the king and queen. And she's like, you need to take these girls to Earth and like hide them because they're going to die in this world. So the godparents, who are also a really funny couple, take the girls and then they split up on Earth and get them both adopted.
Oh, what? Is this the Parent Trap?
Honestly,
this is the Parent Trap reimagined for interdimensional drama.
Except the dad's dead.
Yeah. So they had a legitimate reason for splitting up the twins.
Exactly.
Unlike the Parent Trap, which if you watch it in a different context is a horror movie.
Exactly. So they're on Earth. Poehler is named Cameron and she has been adopted into this super wealthy, rich family because she's also the sun goddess. Her thing is waking up early at sunrise and painting. And she's painting all of these crazy images and faces. And everyone's like, who are these people? What is this castle? And she's like, I don't know. It just comes to me. Am I right?
Wow.
Am I right, ladies?
The plot building is incredible.
The other one, I'm going to assume is Artemis. She is adopted by a single mum who later passes away.
Aww.
And because she's a moon goddess, her whole thing is like staying up really late. She's like a night owl. And like
I really relate to her.
Her bedroom is all done up in like dark blues and purples and crystals. And Cameron's room is done up in all like orange and bright. Oh, also they've been renamed. Sorry. I should have said. So
you should say Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron and Alex. We've got it.
Okay.
Cameron, rich, Alex, poor.
Great. Yeah.
And now she's living with a roommate because her mum passed away.
Aww.
However, the godparents of these two girls find out that they actually have because they have the power of the king. They have the power to defeat the darkness when they're strong enough, which is on their 21st birthday. So because they're kind of like lurking in the shadows, protecting them without them actually seeing them, they kind of push them together on their 21st birthday and Alex and Cameron bump into each other at a store.
And is it that Parent Trap thing of like, you look like me, you look like me? Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's my twin. Except Cameron was like so excited and Alex was like, too much. I can't handle it. And runs away. However, they start like finding out that this is what happened.
Okay.
So as like Alex is running away, Cameron grabs her arm and like this like spell magic thing like bounces off them. And they were like, are we magic? And they were like, we need to get to the bottom of this.
A day where you find out you have a twin and you have magical powers. That's a big day.
Let that day never find me.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want it to find me. How
That's
great would that be?
All I'm gonna. There's too many of you already.
Yeah, okay.
You can't add
Imagine
another.
me.
No, that's crazy.
But she wakes up early because obviously in this scenario, I would be the moon girl.
You would be the moon girl.
Yeah.
I could also be the moon girl.
Yeah. No, we're both
We're
the
both
moon
the
girl.
moon. We're both the moon
There's no
twin.
sunshine in this room, let me tell you.
We're both the moon twin. Anyway, they find out that they're magical. So they're like, okay, we need to learn more about each other. They're looking at Cameron's drawings. So like, who is this? They're like listening to like what Alex says, because Alex is a big studier person. So, and she's been studying the mythology of the history and stuff like that. And then the darkness starts coming on Earth. And a massive, massive plot twist happens. And I don't want to say it.
No, don't say it.
I don't want to say it because I really think you'd actually enjoy. Like, just it is a kid's movie, but the visual effects of like the colors of their bedrooms and like the storm and the darkness and the other dimension.
Because yeah, I've got to say, every time you've mentioned this movie before, in my head, I'm picturing like kind of like low budget, like Disney streamer kind of, everything's filmed on a set.
No.
Like that. So not that is what you're saying.
Not that. I mean, they do like some like CGI effects that are really bad.
Well,
Because this movie was made in 2000.
Well, no. I can deal with old school special effects. I'm just saying it's like, you know how like with the Olsen twins, who do you think they were horrified that this movie passed them by? Because it does sound like it was tailor-made for them.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, maybe they're just living with that in their multi-billionaire fashion company.
Hell yeah.
But you know how there's some Olsen twin movies where they're like, we're going to the beach, and the beach is like a piece of plastic painted on a soundboard.
Yeah.
Or is it like the Olsen twins in New York Minute where
Yeah.
they're filming in the streets of New York and they have stunt people and stuff?
It's Olsen twins in New York Minute.
Okay, great. That's what I need.
It is just like
That's the bar I'm looking for.
It's
in
just
a
so
twin movie.
beautiful, and like it was just, and like having a plot twist in a kids movie is insane. I've talked about this before.
In a kid's, no, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's insane. It's crazy.
Is
Zootopia,
one of them
famously?
Is one of them the darkness?
No.
Is one of them evil?
No. But
One kills the other.
When you find out who the darkness is, you're gonna be like, "Girl, get me out of here."
A triplet.
No.
Imagine if I guessed
Stop
it.
guessing. Don't stop guessing. Stop it.
Am I dangerously close
No,
to the truth?
you're not close at
The
all.
mum.
No.
The dad. The dad's not really dead. He's the darkness.
Stop. No, it's
Wow.
not the dad.
Okay.
Anyway, it's none of those. Whoever's watched this knows who it is, and we don't like that person.
Oh, okay. One of their boyfriends.
I could imagine. And that would
Yeah.
be a true feminist movie.
That would be. And that is how most of these
Honestly,
TV shows go.
I missed the mark.
If it was Charmed, that would be. It's Charmed, it's always the boyfriend.
So they find out who the darkness is, and then like the end is like a battle between the witch girls and the sun and moon power and the darkness. And it's so good. It's also because it is like a Disney comedy. It is like, and it's so good. It's also big elements to it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you're like, damn, this is some drama shit. This Academy Award winning show.
Oh my God. Isn't that like
It's
when,
so
you,
good.
when you catch a movie like that at the perfect age?
Yeah.
It just
That's
becomes
literally it. Watching
Yeah.
it at the perfect age.
It just becomes your entire life and personality. Oh, I want to feel like that again, but I never will because now TV shows are duds and they're designed to be binged in a day, and movies are just remakes.
It is what it is.
I know, isn't that sad? Well, okay, maybe I'll watch Twitches. I do think I need to watch it with you.
Yeah,
I
watch
know
it with
I
me.
know we have a list of about 20 movies that we need to watch together.
Yeah.
We need to get on that.
We need to do a marathon.
If you guys want us to live stream, we're not going to do I don't have the admin skills to organize
No,
that.
I
but-
don't need to feel, really don't want to wear makeup while I'm watching a movie.
Well, I would just say it would actually work really well because you are so fun to watch when you're watching something.
Yeah. I get really involved.
You yell, you get upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes you slink onto the floor in like a little ball of emotion.
Yeah.
It's a lot. If you
I
laugh,
say
you
a
make the
lot.
chairs shake.
Like, who is this guy?
And then most of the time I'm just a stone, but like in like Avengers or Wicked, I'll cry. And that's it.
I was just thinking about when we went to watch Deadpool vs. Wolverine.
Oh my God, I lost my mind in Deadpool and
We
Wolverine.
started clapping.
I
I've never seen you firstly clap for anything, and you clap not at the end, Spillers. You clapped in the middle of the movie.
it just like you guys know the moment I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's like quite at the start of the movie as well.
Deadpool and Wolverine, I lost my freaking mind because, sorry, all those cameos are incredible. And there's one point where I don't know what came over me. I stood up and gave, to be so clear, the cast wasn't in the room. It wasn't one of those times we watched it with the cast. I stood up and gave them a standing ovation.
And they weren't there.
And no one else joined me. And you gave me a look of such...
And there were people who were dressed up as the characters. And yet LB was the one who was most involved.
Because I don't look like I'm a huge like superhero nerd, but on the inside I'm the biggest superhero nerd. And that was just so special. Let's just talk about Deadpool and Wolverine now. Talk about some sisters out in the world. Some opposites. Yeah. No, apparently we have to do... Where can you watch Twitches now? Disney.
Oh my God. God, I'm so jealous of you.
Searches for Twitches just so soar on Disney now. I feel like a bit of a cheater with this next one because the name really does match the title of the show we're doing today. Do you know what I'm doing?
I think so.
Yeah. It's the movie Sisters. Starring Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
One of the funniest fucking movies ever.
Everything about them together. And I know like some people think they should be doing more, but I think in terms of like they should do every project together. But I do think the magic of them would become a bit diluted if there was just like the Amy and Tina show every night. They're really good at picking when to use their chemistry and
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Smart women.
I heard Amy Poehler the other day. This is a page from her book, but she repeated it the other day where she was like, Tina and I are like a salt and pepper. Like they go together. So like they're so different, but they go together perfectly and people always match them together.
I love
And I just thought that was the most beautiful description of like friendship that I've ever heard. And also sisters, like we go together like salt and pepper. So Sisters came out in 2015. I have such a vivid memory of going to see it at the movies and like really liking it. And it got some bad reviews.
Did it get bad
reviews?
Yeah,
it got a lot of bad reviews. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think maybe sometimes people just, women's comedies always get more. I'm like saying comedies starring women. This is not like movie is for everyone. It's just if you've got a sense of humor.
And it's still quite like early in their careers when they were coming from like SNL and like TV into Hollywood.
To an extent, they've both done movies before. So this is the second movie that they've done together.
What was the first movie they did?
Baby Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you know Baby Mama?
I love that movie.
That's a funny movie. I mean, Sisters is great too. And the interesting thing is like because they were collaborating again, they always play like an odd couple on screen together, but they've switched it up. So in Baby Mama, Tina Fey plays the more straight-laced character. And she's this like high-powered businesswoman who wants to have a baby. And so Amy Poehler is this like absolute degenerate, crazy woman who's been knocked up by her crazy boyfriend played by Dax Shepard. And the two of them are so funny in this. And Tina Fey's character, who's like super, like proper and stuff, brings Amy Poehler's crazy character to live with her so that she can like have a place to live while she gives birth to the baby that Tina Fey is going to adopt. And they're like on-screen chemistry together is so good.
Yeah.
Man, that movie is so funny. So in this one, Tina Fey plays the wild character and Amy Poehler plays the kind of more like straight-laced because you do need that sort of thing.
Yeah, but she's not like super straight-laced.
Yeah. Well, in a way, like she's more like the kind of do-gooder one, whereas the other one's off the rails. So it's written by Paula Pell, which is obviously one of the women in Tina Fey and Amy Poehler's circles from Saturday Night Live, who is like an incredible writer and has also like she's always been on screen, but she was in Girls 5 Ever and she's been on like a lot of other different TV shows and movies and stuff, but she's freaking hilarious. So this is very much like Amy and Tina getting all their friends together because like Rachel Dratch is in it and Maya Rudolph's in it and it's just like all of their friends. So in it, Tina Fey plays Kate and Amy Poehler plays Moira. And so Kate is kind of the sister that's a bit off the rails, can't keep a job. She's got a daughter who she's kind of like older teen daughter she's kind of fallen out with. Everyone's like she's just such a screw up. And Amy Poehler plays Moira, who's like a bit more like straight-laced, does the right thing. And I love the introductions of their characters of like Tina Fey being like crazy at the start of the movie and Amy Poehler. I don't know if you remember this scene. It's just a small moment. It makes me laugh every time I watch it. Is that Amy Poehler's like running down the street and she puts some spare change into what she thinks is like the cup of a home. You know what I'm talking about? She's running after her sister, but then she sees this homeless man and she's such a do-gooder. She like runs back to put some change in what she thinks is he's holding out a cup for money. But as she drops the money in, it goes into his hot coffee.
And he's like,
what the hell? What the fuck are you doing? She's like, I'm so sorry. She runs back and she goes, no, I thought you were needy. And he's like, get out of here. You ruined my coffee. It's so funny. And it's just like, she's just trying to do the right thing. So the two sisters find out that their parents are selling their family like childhood home in the town they grew up in. And they basically like come and get your shit out of here. Because you know, it's that thing of when you leave all your stuff at your parents' house when you move out. And you're like, I don't want it, but I don't want you to get rid of it.
This is your responsibility to keep it forever.
And when they downsize, you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do with this stuff?
Yeah.
And so Kate and Moira go back home for the weekend and their parents vacate. And so they're in their old family home and they decide to have, their last name is Ellis, and they used to throw these like crazy parties when they were in high school, Ellis Island parties. And they decide to have one last big blowout party.
Oh my God. The scene of them trying on dresses.
I was about to say, this is the whole thing, is like the reason I love this movie is not just because it's Tina and Amy and it's Paula Pell writing, it's so funny, is that they perfectly encapsulate this sister relationship that is so hard, I think, to like pin down what it is, where they have little tussles and fights, but they can go so quickly to having in-jokes, and they have like a shorthand like language between each other, and this kind of ease that only sisters and women who act like sisters, like these two like professional women do. And so they're wanting to get new outfits for their party. Yeah. And that scene is so good.
So
they go into this boutique and try on all of these
like the most wildest dresses ever. And it like shows like they're still trying to like emulate that high school feeling. Yeah. So they're going for like the tightest dresses with the biggest cutouts, and they like don't care. And it's the funny part is it's like you're watching the storekeeper just watching them try on.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Brogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think it's on this. I think that's on them backwards. And she's like, I don't care. I like it this way.
Yeah, I like it this way. Yeah, because Tina Fey's character, I'm just calling them their actual names. Tina Fey's character,
what do I do with
like,
this bin? She throws it over her shoulder.
Yeah, and she goes, quite a bit of underteat happening. Or Amy Poehler's like, I mean, this is kind of aggressive. It's like this weird sort of thing. She's like, but I like the story it tells. And then they kind of show like this thing of like how their bodies are changing because they're like in their late 30s kind of thing. And so they're like kind of like high school, adult, and then they make their stomachs kiss. Saying it out loud sounds so silly, but like
it's so funny. So like their physical comedy is so good.
The physical comedy in this movie is off the rails. Yeah. And I think that was what some of the critics sort of said was like, oh, it's a bit silly and slapsticky. And I'm like, let them do it. It's funny. Obviously you missed the joke. One of the best things is like when they're prepping for the party is when they're at the shopping center getting all the supplies for their party, and they run into Maya Rudolph's character, whose name, like at first you think it's Brenda, but it's Brenda. And she's so like particular about it. And they were enemies in high school. Yeah, and it's so funny because they're best friends in real life. And they have that altercation in the shopping center because she's got that massive belt buckle. Tina Fey's like, would you win a wrestling championship? And then it's also is so fun because these are all like adult women, but they slip so easily back into their high school.
They do it so well.
And then when they actually and so much of this movie takes place at this big blowout party and all the different things that happen there. And we won't get into like why at some stage Tina Fey's character tries to shut down the party because she realizes what's happening, and then they call the police. But like Amy Poehler's character used to like help his like brother with his learning difficulties. He's like, you guys party as much as you want. She's like, no, shut us down. But like the cameos, like John Cena plays
I forgot he was in this.
Can I just say, I have met
John Cena. Oh God, he loves a movie.
I have met that man in real life. I had to do a long interview with him once, and they set us on this tiny platform, and because we're both so tall, there was nowhere for our legs to go. Our knees were intertwined.
Yeah. Sexy.
No, it wasn't, because he's like he's the most uncharismatic in real life, uncharismatic, unsexy person I have ever met.
Really?
Just quiet and dead.
What?
But on screen with Amy and Tina, hilarious.
Oh my God, I would have assumed.
Apparently I just brought out the worst in him.
He's like, I've never met someone with my height.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He's like, what's this tall woman? I just love how like just around me, I apparently just drained the personality out of him.
Sad.
He probably still tells that story. He's like, yeah, once I went to Australia and they put me on a platform with this tall woman, and I just felt all the life suck out of me.
Oh.
I'm like, same. And I have the funniest picture of the two of us together.
I know that picture. Actually, we should post it on. Yeah.
No, we can't post it.
We have to post it.
I probably have archived it from my Instagram.
No, we have to post it.
I was just a baby entertainment journalist at the time. I didn't know how embarrassing that photo was. Just because I look so happy, because I'm like, trying to be professional, and he's like, get me out of here. And you know what? I have a lot of pictures with celebrities like that when celebs are just like, I want to get out of here. And you're like, let me take a picture.
Can we get a photo, please?
Yeah, but also I'm not doing it as a fan. I'm doing it to promote the interview.
This is for my profile.
Yeah. But so John Cena, Ike Barinholtz, our fave,
he's
is
my
in it.
fave.
Talk about some physical comedy.
Yeah. He is the best actor, I reckon,
I
ever.
just love him.
Oh my God. I hate that he now does more behind the scenes
Yeah, that's
stuff.
bullshit.
I mean,
Him and Mindy Kaling,
this is what happens when people get too talented.
they get out of that writing room and get on camera.
Yeah, I want to see your face.
Because you know they're having zingers together behind the scenes because they work together.
Or have a behind the scenes camera where it's just on the two of them.
So he's got a podcast now, and Mindy Kaling is his first guest.
Yes.
Segue. But when she gets on, she doesn't know it's a quiz podcast, and she gets really angry.
That's so funny. Oh, I love them.
But yeah, as the movie goes on, we see the sisters like come back together. They're like the complete odd couple. They have like quite a big falling out because a secret comes out during the party, but then you do see them come back together. But I just think it's like there's a lot of other sister movies where like they have like such an intense falling out, or like they just like have to battle the darkness, that sort of stuff. And I just think this is just two sisters throwing a old school high school party, and like a lot of their kind of pent up feelings towards each other come out. But like it's such a good like also just a look at sisters who are like a bit older and stuff. Yeah. Again, I think they're only like late 30s in the movie or not that sort of stuff, but like to kind of capture them in this moment in time where they're sort of like have been in their adult lives for a while, but they're trying to sort of figure out what's next, and they're both feeling really disillusioned with their lives and everything. But yeah, and sort of seeing them kind of everything change from them coming back together is so good.
It was, such a feel-good movie, and also really funny. Like it's just like a comedy movie, and like it's one of those comedy movies that I feel like has unfortunately been grouped into the whole like movies that all women should watch and movies that all like young girls should watch. But it's actually just like a really funny movie that everyone should watch. Yeah. And it's like deserves to have its place within the comedy realm.
It's just
of
a comedy
really good,
movie.
Funny
also,
movies.
if you think it's a girly movie, just look at what's happened to Ike Barinholtz's character. Do you remember he lands on the music box? Yonk. I was like, oh, this movie did not come to play.
Oh.
Okay, what's your next sister movie?
I feel embarrassed for my next one.
No, I mean, well, actually, I'll be the judge of that.
No, because you already mentioned it.
Oh, no. What is it? Oh, it's New York Minute. It's the Olsen Twins New York Minute. I'm so sorry. Well, can I just tell you, I grew up, because I'm the same age as the Olsen Twins, so I never like watched their like TV shows. I feel like they often
because you always watch older, right?
Yeah. So I think everyone always watches up. So they skew to a much younger audience, which is why you watch them. But I actually, this is cute. Once I finally got my first job at Kmart in Townsville, shout out, worked there for 5 years, got a certificate, which I think I still have.
Important.
My first big adult certificate. And I got my own car. One of my favorite things to do was take my little sister Lucy to things, like take her to lunch, take her shopping, and take her to the movies. I took her to see every single movie. So I have a really vivid memory of taking her to see New York Minute in the cinema. Oh, I love and loving it.
Oh my God.
And wanting to go and be in New York and like have the closet and have the car and do all the things that they did. So I'm on board is what I'm saying.
It was like, well, I think from being American Ashley girl, because I definitely grew up with them, I had the Barbie dolls.
Oh, sure.
Except for some reason, in it. I had like 2 Mary Kates and 1 Ashley.
Yeah, that's an abomination.
Because they were really expensive.
Can I tell you, I have one real life skill in my entire life. I have one skill that I can do better than everyone else, and it's completely useless, but I can always tell a celebrity twin apart. No matter what. So you know how people are like, oh, is that Mary Kate? It's Ashley. I'm like, they have 2 completely different faces. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, I agree. Like I can't do it in general, but I can do it with them. But that's because I just looked at their faces I can do it with any for like my whole
Except
life.
Sometimes the Ashmore twins throw me, but that's the only one.
That's the only one.
But I've figured it out with them. But yeah, with the Olsen twins, I'm like, they look like completely different people if you know where to look.
And also on the Barbie dolls, they gave Mary Kate like eye bags. They gave her eye bags and purple lips, and Ashley was just like,
as her character in the movie, because she's the rock and roll twin.
No, just the Mary Kate and Ashley Barbie dolls in general.
Someone at that company hated Mary Kate.
Honestly. Anyway, This movie was really important because I watched every single Mary-Kate and Ashley movie growing up. That's because my papa used to take me to the Video Easy near our house.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford the new releases.
No, because they were like $10 for the night.
And so expensive. And you had to bring them back the next day.
Yeah, the stakes were too high.
And Papa's like, I can't be driving twice a day here. So I was like, okay. So
again, when I got my first car and I realized I could get an overnight DVD and bring back myself the next day, a new level of freedom unlocked.
It changes the game.
No one tells you that that's the best thing about being an adult.
So he takes me to the kids section and I'm looking at the animation, right? I'm like, I need cartoons. And then he pulls out a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie and he was like, do you want to try this? And I was like, those are real people. I don't do that. I do cartoons
It's
only.
weird how you kind of skew that way now too.
I know. I come back full circle.
Wow, your papa had good taste.
That's full circle. So, and he was like, okay, how about we get one cartoon and I want you to watch one of these.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
Wow.
And
he knows a blockbuster when he sees one.
I know. And I think it was Billboard Dad, the one that he pulled out.
Oh.
Where they
I must say I don't know that one.
Okay, it's when they
Let's just do all the Mary-Kate and Ashley back catalogue.
I'm pretty sure Billboard Dad is the Australian one because you know how they just took them all over the country and they did a movie in every country.
No, I did not know
And it was
that.
like a big tourism thing for
I
each
didn't really
country.
get on board with them until they started slinking down the streets of New York holding their big Starbucks and smoking with like the bag ladies chic. That's when I got on board with them.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
So their whole like childhood when they started to do movies, there was all these like little movies and part of their shtick was like doing a movie in like different cities.
Oh,
so it could act like a big tourism campaign for like family, like tourism. Because
guys, bring that back.
Because young girls would watch it and be like, Dad, I want to go to Paris. Dad, I want to go to London. And then
Paris getting a tourist bump from Mary-Kate and Ashley movie.
So the Billboard Dad was the Australia one where their dad moved them to Australia. I'm pretty sure. If it's not Australia, I'm so sorry. Anyway.
You're about to get some angry letters.
I know. Anyway, the whole concept of the movie is that their dad is single and they want him to be set up. So
isn't that the plot of half their movies?
Probably.
There's a Kirstie Alley movie with them where that happens too.
Well, I'm pretty sure I don't think they can afford two parents because there's two of them.
No, but it gives them something to do
It gives them something to do. So they paint, in nighttime, they go to a billboard and paint their dad's phone number on a billboard.
Holy shit.
Anyway, that's not the movie I'm talking about.
I do think that at some stage in this podcast history, we'll circle back to that.
But the reason why New York Minute is so important because before New York Minute, they did this movie called The Challenge. And this was when they were on like some like Survivor contestants and they would pretend and then they fall in love with their teammates and it's them being in separate teams but then also working together. And that was meant to be the last Mary-Kate and Ashley movie because at the end of that movie, they did this massive end credit scene that like was a montage of all their previous movies together.
This is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So you're like, oh, we're like, this is the end of Mary-Kate and Ashley. Like they're done. And then a few years later, New York Minute hits our screens.
The money talks.
And this is me looking at them and I'm like looking at adults. Like I'm like, oh, these girls are grown now. And then I think they're meant to be 17 in the movie. But I was like,
because they're about to go to college.
And it was like the first Mary-Kate and Ashley movie I saw in the cinema. Not Video Easy.
Well, it was their first cinema release, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's why it was a big deal.
And it was massive. And it feels like a standalone movie. It didn't feel like American Ashley movie.
Yeah.
So as a kid, betrayed. As an adult woman, love.
Yeah. And also, so many of the movies we talk about, as we said, have a similar theme. It's opposites attract.
Exactly.
And not attract as sisters, but like opposites paired together, like two sisters. But
Jane
night
and Roxy.
Day. Yeah.
Jane is like, so the whole concept.
They always do the same thing, right? Of one, every movie we talked about is like one is really straight laced and one is like the crazy off the rails rocker chick.
Off the rails one is always Mary Kate, which is why I think they gave her eye bags. Because they're like, this girl is drinking, smoking. Yeah. Like she's a teenager, but we need to give her something.
And for a while there, she was seen as the bad girl of the two of them.
And she's just a girl. They're twins. They're literally the same person. Anyway, so Jane is played by Ashley, obviously. Roxy is played by Mary Kate. Their mothers died and they're being raised by their single father.
I mean, look, I do love this plot line, but Hollywood needs to really get something new. This is the plot line.
Mary Kate and Ashley are allowed to have a mum.
Yeah. They always know they have to always kill one parent. I have such a vivid memory of how their characters were set up because everything was like, it was almost like cartoonish in a way of how it was set up of like Ashley's got like a pink bedroom and everything's so neat because she's the good girl. And Mary Kate's got like a angry grunge rocker bedroom and everything's dark and like she doesn't doesn't want to eat breakfast because she's a bad girl, but Ashley does. And I'm just using their real names. And then like one's got a car because she doesn't care, and it's still got like empty cans in it, but like soft drink cans.
Yeah.
And the other doesn't have a car because she's saving for college. Like this is like the first 2 minutes of the movie, and you're like, okay, I get it. I get the stereotypes.
I understand it. It's like the montage of like with the split screen.
Yeah.
And like Mary-Kate, Roxy has like a pet snake. And they're like, how can we make this girl as bad as possible?
They really want you to know she's a bad girl, but within the confines of like a child's movie.
And she's also a drummer, which makes her really bad.
Oh, so she's a bad girl because she wants to be in a rock band.
Yeah, she wants to be in a rock band. So after their mother dies, you can tell the girls don't really get on. They don't even acknowledge each other. And it's actually said to camera because the dad's like, my wish is for you to one day talk. And they're like, Dad.
Gross.
But anyway, they actually have to be with each other because they both have to take a train to New York because Jane is giving a speech to get this big university scholarship and Roxy is going to a Simple Plan concert.
Remember A Simple Plan? Oh my God, I love them.
She's going to a big like music festival thing to look for the producers of Simple Plan to give them her demo.
Yeah, her demo so she can be a star.
In the meantime, Eugene Levy.
Of course, Eugene Levy's involved.
Eugene Levy is a guy that I think is either hired by the police or by schools.
The truant officer.
Who's meant to find naughty school kids who aren't going to school.
All of a sudden, we're getting like very chitty chitty bang bang. We've got like a child hunter involved.
And then take them to school.
Yeah.
And when I watched this movie as a kid, I literally thought Eugene Levy was like the worst person in the whole world.
Well, he sometimes does play like the kind of like, I'll get you kids until
it's the
like
eyebrows.
Yeah. They're like, that's a bad guy. Look at those eyebrows.
And the whole movie is them trying to get to New York. I think Roxy doesn't have a ticket to the train. She involves Jane. They get into a bit of a tuff. The train leaves without them. Their clothes are getting like ripped by bikes.
Yeah.
They get to New York. They're in a hotel that they stole a hotel room key from. And then they just like also get involved in like an underground movie crime.
Oh, yeah.
Like someone where like some, like I think it was like some blackmail, like they were doing some copies of DVDs, like illegal copies of DVDs. They get involved in that because they have a chip that was accidentally placed in their bag. And then that mafia is after them. Eugene Levy's after them. They're trying to do her speech. And then they slowly start coming together. Like my favorite scene ever is when they are literally like looking like sewage rats and they're wearing the New York merch. I love New York merch.
Oh, yeah. And that became such an iconic shot.
Yes. Yeah. And then they go and get ready and they get prepped for like from the hairdresser.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The outfits in this movie are so good.
They have so many outfit changes in like the one day. But again, that's part of the storyline to be like, look at all the looks they can have.
Literally. And we all know who Mary-Kate is because she has brown hair and Ashley has blonde hair.
Well, that when they dyed their hair in real life, when she dyed her hair. Scandal.
Yeah.
Like celebrities today could never have the impact that it had when Mary-Kate Olsen went
When the
brunette.
poster of New York Minute came out, I was like, who is that girl?
Well, Pat photos came out
She doesn't look like my doll.
Who is that girl? Well, when Pat photos came out, people saw the dark hair. They lost their minds because they're like, the Olsen twins are both blonde. Like, it's the one thing that we all collectively as a society can agree on is that the Olsen twins are blonde.
100%.
And then later on when Mary-Kate dyed her hair red, it's like, girl, stop messing with the universe.
Exactly.
You know, it's just like the ramifications of what you're doing cannot be underestimated.
Anyway, so many things happen in this movie. It is like a movie about New York. Yeah. Essentially.
And we love that.
We love that.
We love that New York's like the third character.
And they're like running from like Times Square to Harlem to Brooklyn, like back and forth because apparently they have to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And then in the end, you do see them obviously come together and they both help each other out with each other's own obstacles.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, like it was really important movie because I was like, I knew this would be the last Olsen twin movie. Yeah. And it's like growing up with like having your favorite celebrities be sisters and then not ever seeing them again. Because like they literally just didn't do anything again, ever. So seeing that and then them literally disappearing, and this is like before like social media and everything, so they could actually disappear and you didn't see them, was just so heartbreaking. But I think New York Minute was the perfect movie for them to end on.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Emily.
The challenge was really good just before it as well. But
Well, I guess one day we can do an Olsen twin movie wrap up. You're gonna have to leave.
I know.
Okay, that was a joke.
I
That
would
was a
love
joke.
that. I love that. I love that idea. Manisha, write that down. Olsen movie wrap up.
I can't say enough how much that was a joke.
No,
but-
we have to do it.
I mean, I would just love to
You
talk
can't
about the
even get their
Olsen-
movies on any streaming services.
Yeah, they probably love that.
I'll find them. Don't worry.
You finally break into their storage unit
Exactly.
where they probably are. Okay, this is probably the more serious one of my list, but once again, it follows the trope of two sisters who could not be more different. Because apparently is there a movie in existence where two sisters are similar?
No, it's boring.
Yeah, I guess
But
so.
there's a reality where no sisters are similar either.
Yeah. Well, I guess you've got to have the opposites thing. So this is a movie that came out in 2005 that I really recommend if people haven't seen it. It's a really beautiful movie. It's called In Her Shoes.
I've never seen it.
Seen it? It's Toni Collette and Cameron Diaz as sisters.
Sisters.
Yes.
I see that.
Yeah. It really because on paper they don't look anything alike, but it
Yeah.
really works. But they are meant to be opposites. So the way that they kind of look and act differently. But off camera, they were when you see the interviews together, they have a really similar sense of humor. So they feel like sisters, but on camera they have very restrained. So it came out in 2005, and so Toni Collette stars as Rose. She's the older sister, and Cameron Diaz is Maggie, her younger sister.
Aww.
So they're adults. Their mum died when they were a kid.
Of course.
Because there are no new plots.
There's no new plots.
In this. They were raised by their dad. He's remarried. Rose is really successful professional lawyer, kind of doing everything right. And Maggie is her wild younger sister who can't hold down a job and is always out of money and everyone's having to look after her. But she's beautiful and fun and funny, so she often gets away with it.
Aww.
And then this is all the start. I won't give away the whole movie, but this is kind of at the start. So Maggie gets kicked out of her. She's an adult, but she was trying to stay with their dad, but his new wife kicked her out. So she goes to stay with her older sister, Rose. And they kind of have this moment of living together, and, Rose is annoyed that she's there, but also they kind of sort of come back together as sisters a little bit. And the reason it's called In Her Shoes is one, at the end, they learn to walk in each other's shoes, metaphorically. But physically at the start of the film, there's a scene with Rose when Maggie comes to her home. She has the most beautiful, opulent shoe collection you've ever seen. And she was like, why do you have all these shoes? And why don't you wear them? And Rose is well, because she feels bad about her body and stuff. And she's like, whenever I need to pick me up, I buy shoes. And she was because clothes always look terrible on me because I hate my body. And she's and food's just going to make me fatter, but shoes always fit. But then she's I'm too scared to wear them because I want to keep them perfect. And Maggie's oh, I would wear these on an adventure, and I wear these on a red carpet, and I wear these. I was going to fuck my best friend's husband in a secret room. And Rose is okay, calm down. So then she's trying to help Maggie get a job. And at one stage she sends her to this, how there used to be job ads in the newspaper and you could circle them. She circles
Bring
this
that back.
Yeah, exactly. Once you circle a job, you're it's mine now.
That's mine now.
obviously.
You see the circle.
So Rose has circled this job for Maggie, which is an office assistant, but underneath it's auditions for to be a VJ on a music channel. So she goes to that and stuff. Doesn't work out for her. And the whole time you're everyone's Maggie's really dumb. It turns out later she's dyslexic.
Oh.
As two girls who are also dyslexic,
Yeah, shit.
diagnosed. I hate when people throw that around as a real thing.
No,
I was just this really hits in the
Yeah, that hurts.
Everyone just thinks she's dumb.
That hurts so.
And that's why she can't get a job or do anything because she can't read. That's a plot point later in the movie. And so Rose has started dating this guy who she's kind of the fuck boy at work, but kind of they start dating, and it's a really big thing because she doesn't usually date in Star. And again, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but this does happen at the start of the movie. It is the catalyst for the movie. And so she comes home one day to where Maggie is staying with her to see Maggie in bed with her boyfriend. Yeah, that's the correct response.
Oh my God.
Emily's jaw is on the floor.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Well, because she felt bad. Okay, I'm not excusing. They do sort it out later in the movie. But Maggie just felt so bad about herself, and she couldn't get a job, and she can't read, and she's got no money, and she's living in her sister's house, and everyone treats her like she's an idiot.
But she can
And
sleep
then-
with anyone. She's
Well,
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, she is Cameron Diaz. That's so true. And would you believe that Rose doesn't say to her, "You're Cameron Diaz" in the movie? Because that would have ended the argument.
That's so true.
And Rose is so betrayed, as you would be. But in Maggie's sense, she's just she doesn't know what else to do. The only thing she's ever had is the attention of men who just want to sleep with her.
Yeah.
So she kind of, I don't feel that bad for her. But
That's all
because
she's
as
ever
you
had.
said, she is Cameron Diaz.
Must be nice.
And then she throws her out onto the street, and there's this whole thing. So then Cameron Diaz's character discovers, by going into her dad's office to try and find money, that they have an estranged grandmother played by Shirley MacLaine, the legendary Shirley
cutie.
MacLaine. in Florida. So she goes to visit her and kind of like assimilates into her life and in a retirement community. At the same time, Rose like has a bit of a breakdown, quits her job, but also then finds herself, falls in love. And then she goes to visit the grandma, finds Maggie there. And there's this whole thing of them coming back together as sisters. It's a really lovely movie. There's some great comedy moments in it. And there's also some really like serious tear-jerking moments because they realize like what had really happened with their mother's death. Like that's a huge plot point. They realize why their grandmother had become estranged from them, and they also realize why they've never been able to come together as sisters, why all this stuff in their life has like kept them apart and stuff. And Cameron Diaz and Toni Collette together on screen are so good. Like the chemistry, the back and forth and stuff. And it's just, I think it's one of the more serious depictions, I think, of sisterhood on screen, even though it has like cute moments. But this idea of like, out of every terrible thing that Rose has been through in her life, seeing her sister betray her just as it would, just is the worst thing that can happen to you, because she can forgive everyone else in her life.
That's like a serious sister movie.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can forgive anyone else in your life for letting you down, betraying you, not being who you thought, but not your sister.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that to your sister. Yeah, exactly. Think about it. You and Shannon should sit down and watch that.
Oh my God, Jesus.
So yeah, I always think that's a sister movie that gets left out of the mix.
Yeah.
But
I want to watch it so badly now.
I know it sounds like I've given some spoilers, but that's like the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
I can't even get into all the different characters that live in Shirley MacLaine's like retirement village, what happens to Rose, the stuff that comes out about like their mum and their family. And it does have a really lovely scene at the end where you'll be like, aw.
Oh, okay. I cannot wait.
So yeah, In Her Shoes, a forgotten sister movie that also talks about the importance of shoes, something that's not really chronicled in cinema enough, I would say.
Very important. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Spill. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Plus, our morning dose of entertainment news, Morning Tea, drops right here in this feed on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Just hit follow so you do not miss a thing. The Spill is produced by Manisha Swaran with video production by Michael Keane. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.